What's going on, guys and girls? Thank you guys for checking back in. And for you guys that have subscribed, appreciate it. Appreciate you checking back in to this content. Hope it means something to you, and all the other people who watch who haven't subscribed. I hope that at least some of this that I do is beneficial in its own way. Lots of good channels out there. So anyways, hope you guys are gigging, doing your thing, putting your heart into it, putting smiles on people's faces. So over the weekend we had a Saturday and a Sunday gig to do at an amphitheater during a festival. And so here's the story. Let me show. Actually, I took a couple pictures. I'll just show you the amphitheater real quick. So, all right. So this is a shot kind of from the back. On the other side of the grass and seating there is actually Lake Erie. And this right here is from the front. People can walk by, stand, sit, do whatever they like. And then here's one from the back. Just shows seating for like brass bands. And all right. So in case I didn't say, I took those pictures of that amphitheater on a Sunday. At one point, I can't remember what part during the day. So Saturday was awesome and sunny. They used to do this in July, this festival, and it was super packed every year. But a couple years ago, well, probably last year, I think due to pandemic stuff, they ended up switching it to September. So, but anyways, I took those pictures at one point on Sunday, so you get the idea. So anyways, this is a return gig for us, like yearly return gig. And so we show up on Saturday, and the three-piece before us, we're just finishing up. So they tear down, they're out the way, we go out, we set up real quick. So, and just to take you back for the previous years, the sound was always contracted by a local sound company, and they would always use a soundcraft gigrac powered mixer, and they would use two EV, I think the SA300 or SA300X, two inside the amphitheater, and then two mounted on the outside, which overlooked a small inland lake, beach area, lake and stuff. And then opposite behind us is Lake Erie. So anyways, as soon as I walked up, I'm like, something's different this year. So I looked, and it was a Mackie 808 powered mixer and a couple of Mackie C300 passive cabs. I think those are 12s. Yeah, the 10s are C200s, I think. So anyways, so the guy running the sound, he's like, yeah, I'm doing it this year, but I'd seen him around there before. So he had that, and there was nothing on the outside, but there was not a lot of people at the lake area this year like there was in years past. So anyways, we're setting up, and he throws down a powered monitor, and which was cool because the people before never gave us any monitoring. But by all rights, it was you could really hear yourselves good, just the natural reverb inside that amphitheater where the speakers are mounted. They were kind of almost like in line with the mics almost. And never no feedback issues. You could actually hear yourself decently, but nothing like if you're using ears or a wedge. So anyways, he throws down this wedge, and I looked at it, I'm like, man, that looks like an Alto TS110 to myself. Like, looks like my old one. So we do our gig, right? We do our show, we get done. And I said, hey man, I said, that's an Alto, right? And he goes, yeah. He goes, yeah, man. He goes, I picked this up used. I'm like, oh, no way. I said, well, I used to have one, and I said, the reason, first thing was the little emblem, the Alto professional emblem used to always come off those 1 series a lot. And if you guys aren't familiar, it was like a 1 or 1.5 inch square emblem. So he goes, yeah. He goes, I picked this up used, and I picked up like a couple of the Alto TS210s too. And I'm like, really? And just to catch up real quick, man, if I didn't already say, sorry, I'm tired. It's just the way it is right now. And I canceled one part of this video, started again. Back in the day, we started with a Yamaha powered mixer and a couple of wooden 12s as mains. And my first powered monitor that I got was an Alto TS110a. At one point, we went to all powered stuff. I bought 2 more Alto TS110as, sold them to a buddy when the 2 series came out, and I bought 3 of the Alto TS210s. And those speakers, they all did us right, man. They really did. So anyway, so that's my history with the Alto stuff. So the guy tells me, he goes, yeah, he goes, I bought this one and I bought a couple of the TS210s that they had at a local store. I'm like, where? And he goes, a music go round. And there's a music go round local to us, which I sold these 1, 2, 3, 4 Altos to. 1 110a and 3 210s. So I'm like, no way, man. I'm like, seriously. I said, those have got, I said, how long ago? He goes, probably about 2 to 3 years ago. Well, honestly, I think I'd have to really dig a little bit. I think it was probably 3.5 years ago, probably, that I sold them. But, you know, I mean, 2, 3 years. I mean, he was right there in the ballpark. And to get another TS110a, which totally, you know, I mean, very well could have been mine. I mean, that's where I sold them to. The guy walked in, said there was only one of those and a couple of the regular TS210s. So anyways, man, it sounded great. He's like, man, he goes, the speaker's been great. He goes, used all the time, it's been great. So fast forward to the next day, we come back for the Sunday show. Sunday show, act before us finishes. We this is one of those things they just rotate you through all day. So act before us finishes, and he's got this. We walk up, he's got this wedge there, and I'm like, man, is this his or is it the guy before us? Because I'm like, this ain't the 110. And I look over and I see the little smaller Alto professional thing. I'm like, he's got a TS210. I'm like, hey man, is that your wedge today? He goes, yeah. He goes, I brought the other one. You know, he goes, you know, you said that you know, you sold some of those TS210s too. He goes, I brought a TS210 today too. So anyways, long story short, it's weird how you run into your gear, or I guess you never know when you're gonna, you know, run into your gear and stuff like that. So anyways, quick story. It's a small world, man, and I'm tired. I'm going to bed. Do good shows, you guys. Thanks for checking back in, and we'll catch you next time. See ya.